Welcome to International Securities Exchange's podcast series. Facilitated by renowned educators, ISE podcasts are intended to teach beginning as well as seasoned investors the ins and outs of trading. To find an updated list of podcasts, please visit www.ise.com/podcasts. Please be sure to listen to our important message following this episode regarding the risks of investing in exchange-traded options.
Now, if you are from Thinkorswim, you may look at this chart and say, by gosh, that looks familiar to me. The royal blue background study. Yeah, and what you're looking at here, as you can see from the chart, you can see just barely where it says, if I could change this, where it says person's pivots right there. Well, what we're looking at is a weekly pivot study. You're also looking at the PPS. PPS, if you go under studies, if you're Thinkorswimmers, go to study, look at all studies, and then under P, look for PPS. That stands for Person's Pivot Studies. And what it is you'll see these values of these moving averages, these two moving averages, and you'll see these gold arrows indicating sell signals and these blue arrows indicating buy signals. So you have a sell signal, you have a buy signal, and you have a sell signal and a buy signal. Basically what we like to look for is we like to look for the market to take these buy signals against support, and as the market approaches maybe a resistance target, a sell signal, we look for these buy signals. And this is one of the things that we look for to help us in our trading with confirmation on using candle patterns. If you notice that this is, if I can erase all these connotations and annotations, you'll notice that this is that doji pattern that we talked about. And here we have a PPS indicator buy signal that comes in that helps us understand that the market might go even further. So if you are a student of the market and if you're a technician, using certain tools can help confirm candle patterns and as well looking at these predicted support targets. As you can see, the market actually did hold those green predicted weekly support and resistance levels. Now, let's look at the British pound, which is kind of amazing. This is a weekly chart, again using person's pivots with the PPS. And back in June, we generated a weekly buy signal. Now, what's neat about that is, you'll see over here we had weekly buy signals last October, and then the market did move up. The market failed, and then we generated weekly sell signals, and again, the market broke until we generated a weekly buy signal, and that worked for about 3-4 weeks, and then finally the market caved, generated another weekly sell signal. That market went down. So, yeah, granted, it's not catching exact swing points, but the PPS does do a great job in helping us uncover momentum changes in the marketplace. And if you can combine looking at if we are in a bullish time period, so we're in a bullish time period, these green little dots that you see here are our predicted supports. So as the market generates buy signals, look to buy pullbacks against pivot support. And that's something, and also look at our moving average values. The market is using the moving average and acting as what? A support. So instead of maybe guessing and saying, well, it can't go any higher, take buy signals in uptrends as they develop until they don't work anymore. If the market is truly bullish, then folks, when it is in a weekly buy mode, by gosh, we should be looking at shorter term time frame buy signals. So look at like intraday buy signals. Look to buy against daily support, weekly support. And that's where pivot points can really help you, especially with candle patterns. So looking at the different markets, and right now, even looking at this chart with the euro currency versus even looking at the British pound as we're looking right now, we're starting to see that on a weekly basis, this will be the first week. In fact, let me close this up and show you here. This might be, if today was Friday, it's not, But we want to be careful because we may form one of the first bearish engulfing patterns after a long uptrend. So that may indicate that the British pound up near this 160 is headed for a little bit of a pause or consolidation. Now, if we're looking at a weekly chart, you got to wait until Friday. So you want to see if the market closes on the British pound, especially looking at the ISE's GBP index. Look to see if it closes below 158, and that'll give us a weekly bearish engulfing pattern. That might cause the market to pause or stall, and giving a setup for options traders to maybe look for a market reversal to the downside in the next 3 to 5 weeks. So that's how I would read the market. If I'm looking at weekly charts, remember, you got to wait to the end of the time period to look for confirmation. And so Friday is going to be the time frame that we would wait to see if a bearish engulfing pattern shows up in the British pound chart at this 160 handle. Well, folks, we've just about run out of time. Steve had announced that I'd written several books and training courses, and certainly you can go to my website. A lot of the material that we talked about today, some of it is out of my Trading Triggers Home Study DVD course, and a lot of you guys may see some of the information we talked about in my Candlestick, Pivot Point, and Trading Triggers book, and you can certainly purchase that on Amazon. My contact information is jperson@nationalfutures.com. Please visit our website, nationalfutures.com. Tons of information, great features, interactive features. We definitely have a pivot calculator there. We don't ask for your email or sign up or obnoxious forms to fill out. If you go to the website at nationalfutures.com, at the very top header, you see trading tools. You'll see a spot where it says Commitment of Traders Report. There's a place there to read about what the Commitment of Traders Report is, and also how to access the information free and without any cumbersome forms to fill out. In addition, you'll see that the pivot point calculator as well as the Fibonacci calculator, and all that's available free of charge.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. To find more podcasts on options, stocks, alternative markets, and market data, please visit www.ise.com/podcasts.